or even me, as his wife.
Do you think there's some truth to that, or is that maybe something that you're feeling?
It could
Would
be.
you say that, hey, you know what?
It's true, and it's true, and it's what I'm feeling, and I don't like it. I don't like what I'm feeling.
Now, have you communicated that to him without?
I told him because we had an incident where it was about food, before I started working, where there was one piece of chicken left and he went and cooked it for her. And, instead of him coming and asking me, what we ate earlier, is it okay if I cook this chicken for her, for dinner, because this is all we have, and, he served me vegetables and her vegetables and chicken and my son vegetables. So I kind of felt like, what about us?
Right.
I just kind of felt like, I know I'm not working. I know we don't, I just kind of felt like hurt because I felt like it's supposed to be me and you and then the kids,
Right.
I mean, what I would have done is, I told him too, I said, what you could have done is you could have consulted me in the room, like, babe, you know what, we just have one piece of chicken, I'm going to cook it for her,
Are you okay with it?
yeah, are you okay with it? Or what do you think I should do? You think I should cut it into 4 little pieces or 5? You know what I'm saying? Like, get ideas or take me into consideration,
Okay, then let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna role play real quick.
Okay, about the piece of chicken?
And no, and just
Because
say, you know what, David, in the future, I would like for you to, how you would feel. Go ahead and hold his hand, look him right in the eyes, and let's communicate.
In the future, I would like for you to communicate with me if there's situations where there's only, a little bit of things, maybe I can kind of tell you, what the best thing would be for all of us, not just for your daughter, but all of us. So
Now,
we don't feel left out.
one thing I just wanted to add is that, I'm gonna just step out and ask. Was she maybe not close to you, or is she more in and out of your life, your daughter?
She is. She's not. But recently, to me, she's made it a point where she comes to see us more often now.
She lives in Palmdale.
And she really.
So she comes from Palmdale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To Los Angeles.
she comes from Palmdale, and when she comes, she really takes care of my family. All of us. She's really nice to everybody.
Right.
She's really
she's
a
a
giving.
big-hearted person. She, I've even told him she takes that from him. She's very caring. For Christmas, she came and, for my birthday, I needed shoes. She took me to the mall, got me shoes,
Right.
and I was kind of like, I don't, no, because I'm not used to anybody being that nice to me,
Right, because
She's a
of
good person,
what
yeah.
took place in your life.
Yeah, and then, when this incident happened, I felt like, he's like, he was upset about it. I can't believe you. She's nothing but nice to us. And I'm like, honey, it's not about her. I love her. There's nothing wrong with her. It's about our marriage. It's about me and you. It's not about you and your daughter because she's doing. It's not about she's getting more merits because she has a job and I don't have a job. It's about, this is our house. It's still our house. That's our daughter. My stepdaughter. Your daughter. But we still have to consult with each other.
When she
Or
heard.
do you agree with
I
that?
do agree with it,
Okay.
and I did tell her that, I shouldn't have assumed because me and her went to eat
Right.
that maybe she was not hungry again.
Right.
And I acknowledged it. So now I made it a point, even that next day, to
Right.
ask her, would you like this? Would you like this? Would you like this?
Now, would you say that particular issue is resolved? Can you say, let's put it in the file, it's done with?
Yeah.
Would you say, Maggie?
I think so because, like he said, like when I started my job, I started 2 jobs. Like I started one that I tried out, didn't work out.
Mhm.
He did. After I brought it up, it was really ugly. I brought it up, and he did. Well, he was making her lunch, and then he's like, he was making mine at the same. He was making
Good.
both of ours, and he was telling me,
Right.
babe, do you want onions on yours? And then. And then he's asking her, and I'm like, no, honey, she doesn't like onions, but yes, onions are mine. So
Good.
I think that's resolved. He already, and I think he sees it now.
Right.
Like I just think it's just a matter of him paying a little more attention to it because I'm feeling this way. I'm not the only one that feels like this. His stepson feels this way too. And he has issues because his father is not in the picture at all.
Right.
And he looks at him like a father. He looks up to him as a father.
Okay, here's a couple things just to look at, and then what I'd like to do is set up a few more appointments where we can come back and then we'll go over some more communication and then also maybe some trust issues. But here's something, just a perspective to look at. His daughter's coming, from Palmdale, and she comes into Los Angeles, which is about an hour. I don't know what the drive is, an hour. So she can almost be viewed as, though it's his daughter, his biological daughter, she can be viewed as a visitor.
Yeah, as a guest.
So as a guest, so you being a guest in my home, I'm gonna feed you, I'm gonna take care of you. And sometimes, you know, things can get, people can be overlooked. Here's another perspective. When the guest comes again, I'm gonna take care of her. Maggie, you step in the role and say, honey, is it all right if I take care of your daughter? Those are just some suggestions.
I was getting her coffee and stuff together and ready, and then when I had to work, then because our finances were really bad. That's why I'm blessed that I got this job, because you know we're waiting. He's on disability, so we're waiting for his checks. We're not getting them, and then like I said, that was the last piece of chicken.
Right.
Even though we had
trying to stretch it.
Even if we had breakfast or lunch earlier, we still have to eat dinner. You know,
Right.
we still have to think like, okay, you know. So I mean, the thing is, you know, like I wouldn't mind catering or you know being being the host and serving her. It's just a matter of communicating, and then to me, like, you know, I feel like she's independent as well. You know,
Right.
she has her job, she has her money,
Right.
she has her things, and she's fine. And I feel
Right.
like if she wanted something, she could, you know, I would know about it. You know, like, because I mean, we sit down and talk. You know, so she could tell me like, you know what. You know, I made her burrito one time, a breakfast burrito, because she said something like, I was really hungry, you know, so I said, you know what, all we had is eggs. I said, do you want me to make you an egg and bean burrito? She goes, oh yeah, thank you, you know, sure, you know, so I made it for her, and then the next day she even texted me, you know, and it made me feel good too,
Right.
because I'm thinking to myself, well, she's not picky, you know, that's good, you know, because we don't,
Simple,
she's not like complicated, like, oh no, I'm expecting you to get me this and get me that, you know,
Right.
and then, yeah, and then like, you know,
Would you be, you're okay with that, David? You feel comfortable with it? They're meshing together?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, when she was making her coffee, I mean, she took the initiative to do it. You know, because we're both coffee drinkers,
Right.
my daughter
I
and
don't
mine,
drink coffee.
and she don't drink coffee, so she was doing it,
And how'd that make you feel at that time, when you
Good.
see?
Very good, and you know, other things that she was, considerate of my daughter, you know,
Right.
being there.
yeah, because we were giving up our living room to her, so she stays there, you know.
Right.
So I mean, because he asked me, babe, what do you think? Which was good, you know. He asked me, and I'm like, honey, our house is small. It's only a 2-bedroom. We have a boy and a girl. We have the rooms split up. They share rooms, and I'm
Right.
like, well, we can have our son. I even told him we can have our son sleep in the living room. She can sleep in the room with our daughter, you know. But you know, she brought her own air mattress bed, and you know, he puts it up for her. You know, she don't mind in the living room, and you know,
Right.
we went out and got her a mirror for the hallway so she can get herself
Perfect.
ready. So we kind of like, you know, even though we have a little bit, we opened up our doors to her, you know,
Right.
and you know, and that's, which is, you know, to me, it's like, you know, I feel bad that I don't have a room to offer her, but I feel good at the same time that she's not picky about it. Like,
But
oh
she's
wow,
simple, yeah.
yeah.
So-
And that's a good thing about it.
That's excellent, and what you can do, and I'm putting myself in already, but in the future, knowing that when she's coming, I would start communicating and planning. Okay, she's coming on, what's her name, your daughter's name?
Desiree.
Desiree's coming on Friday. We start talking about it, we start communicating about it. Hey, honey, she's coming on Friday, you know, here's some plans, or, you know, what do our finances look like, how, you know, so just kind of preparing ahead of time, so we don't fall, you know, into that same pit again. And what I'd like to do is just, set you up for a few more appointments, and then also, what I want, in one of the sessions, I want to be able to sit down with you, and are you familiar with the genogram?
No.
Genogram is pretty much, we're gonna map out your families. We're gonna map out maybe 3 generations up, maybe your parents' parents. And we're gonna look at their past, pretty much marriages, relationships, emotional bondings that each generation has.